Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well, keeping safe and healthy. So if this is your first time stopping by, you're highly welcome into Nessa's Fantasy. Kindly do me a favor by pressing the red icon below to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so every time I upload a new video you're going to get notified. And please turn on your post notification so you're going to receive notifications every time I upload a new video. On today's video, I'm going to be making a very delicious delicacy. But before doing that, I want to thank everybody who has taken their time to always watch my videos. I am super grateful. The meal you see here today, it's called Fufucorn and vegetable. I'm going to be showing you the procedure of how to cook this Cameroon delicacy. Usually we use a vegetable called huckleberry, which is locally called Njamanjama, but at the point I'm not in Cameroon, so I don't have it. I'm actually using spinach, which you can use to replace the vegetable. So I'm just going to be cooking it exactly how I was taught back home by my grandma. So the first thing I did was I had to wash my vegetable because she said when you wash a vegetable, you're able to remove out all the sand. So I took my vegetable to the tap. So before slicing it, don't think I didn't wash. I washed my vegetable thoroughly. And then after washing the vegetable, I had to chop them into smaller sizes because I really want it to look so presentable and yummy to eat. So I'm going to be slicing them into thin pieces or into thin slices, as you can call it. And then after doing this, I'll put them in a pot. And when I put this in the pot, I'll put them on the fire, but I'm not going to put a single drop of water in this pot because it's going to boil on its own and it's going to shrink up. It's going to finish. Like, you see the quantity? My God, you're not going to believe this. So after this, I took my chicken and then I had to chop them into small sizes. Just you can slice it to whatever size you want, but I want mine to be smaller, so I can be, whenever I put my hand in the vegetable, I can be feeling the chicken inside. So what I would do is I'm going to slice this, and then I'm going to put it in the pot. The pot is by the side because I already washed my chicken. So after slicing it, I'll have to put my ingredients for cooking it. Actually not cooking, I'm like steaming it. So I'll put my ingredients for steaming. So the necessary ingredients are salt, my black pepper, and my powder onions, and I'm going to put Maggi cube inside to make it tasty. So I'll have to mix it so I feel everything inside. So this is the mixing part, and then I'm going to put my Maggi cube. This is actually Cameroon Maggi. This is the best cube ever in the whole world. You just need to use a little in your food, guys. If you use this, come and tell me. Countries use it. I think Nigeria uses the same. Ghana use it, I think, and Cameroon. So I'll put it on the fire, but I'm not going to put any water because I heard, in fact, according to my research, if you put water, it's not going to be good. So you see my vegetable, it has string all. Now my chicken is dry. I can put water, so it's going to boil. I'll cover it so it can boil very well. And then while it's boiling, I'm going to drain out all the water from my vegetable. So of course I'm going to be using my sifter. Is it sifter? Colander? In fact, for me, I call it sieve. Guys, you see all the vegetable I kept in that pot? See the way it has finished? Like, it's like I didn't put anything in that pot. Because this vegetable, this spinach or spinach, how it's called, it finishes immediately you put it. Like, it's just string all. So I didn't put any water, and I don't want a single drop to finish. So I have to wash my pot thoroughly and remove everything inside. So I'm going to be putting my cold water. See, green vegetable is actually very good for the health. So look at the way it's green. I didn't put anything, no water, nothing. It just string on its own, and then the water is out. So I'm going to be stirring this so it can get cold, because remember I washed it already in the beginning. So I'm going to I put water here so it gets cold. And now my water is done. I'll put it in a small bowl, whatever bowl you want to put, so it can be straining out. Now I'll go to my tomatoes. Yeah, of course it's necessary, but guys, don't forget, before slicing your tomatoes, you have to wash it. Don't worry, I already washed it. So I'm going to do this very quick. Actually, I did 3, but at the end of the day, I already had some in the fridge I had sliced. So I'm just going to join it with the ones in the fridge that I had sliced, because yeah, sometimes I slice and then I just see myself forgetting it. Not forgetting it, I cannot use it all at the point, so I just keep it in the fridge. Then I'm going to chop my onions. Usually I don't like a lot of onion in my food, so I'm just going to use 1 piece of onions for this. but it's good to have onions for people who like onion. So I use my country onion. This is called country onion. In fact, I don't know the English name, or is it going to be called country onion? Now I blend it, it becomes dusty. I'm going to be using palm oil. Like I said before, I'm doing the Cameroon style. So this is my red oil, guys. I don't know if you understand this red oil. It's red. It's like pink up and down. This is actually called palm nut cream. It's made from palm nut. A lot of Africans know what palm nut is. So if you don't know, you can do a Google search and check what this is. This is one of the most healthy or cooking oil you can use, especially if you're cooking a traditional delicacy. Like half of Cameroon meal or half of Cameroon delicacy, more than half of Cameroon delicacies are cooked with this particular oil. So this oil is actually a gold in Cameroon. In fact, a goal in Africa, because not only in Cameroon, Nigerians use it, Ghanaians use it, Senegalese use it. In fact, a lot of countries use this particular oil. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be frying my onions, then I'll fry my tomatoes in the red oil. Now, don't bleach the red oil. You have to allow it to be, you just make it hot. I mean, we are eating it the traditional way. You just make it hot and then you put everything. You can see it's still very red. Not like you have to bleach it for it to make shwan. No, this is not how I was taught. And this is not how I've been cooking. So this is it. Then I had small crayfish. Crayfish here, guys, is so expensive. I had some small one I have been saving for this meal. So I put my crayfish inside, and then after this, I'm going to be stirring it. Then I'll cover it for some while for it to be cooked. While it's cooking, my vegetable is now ready to be squeezed, guys. Oof, it's so hot. I don't know what happened. Like, I thought I put water there, but it's so hot. Anyways, I'm used to that. So I'm going to be putting my vegetable in the same plate where my country onion is. I'm going to squeeze it well so there should be no water inside. Remember, you don't want to cook vegetable and then it's watery. It has to be dry. You have to be eating it and making gushy gushy in your mouth. So I'm going to be putting my vegetable in the same bowl or in the same plate to my country onions. That's my blended country onions by the sides. I like it dry, not watery. Now I'm done. So I'm frying my chicken. You can see it by the side. I'm frying it beside. Now let's open our pot and see what's there. Ooh. Now I even forgot to show you guys the parts where I put my other tomatoes, because I added tomatoes there and I had dry fish, so I added dry fish. So this is my chicken that I'm going to be putting it. So what happened is immediately I fry this chicken, I'm just going to transfer it into the pot and then stir it together. Not like I'm going to make it after. No, I'm going to mix it inside the pot before I can put my vegetable. But first, let's put our cube, our Maggi cube. In fact, our 5-star Maggi cube. This is the best cube ever. I'm going to be hyping this cube till eternity. And at a point, it's very hard, so I had to put it beside the pot so it can get melted, like, and be soft, because it's a bit hard. Now it's soft, and then I'm just going to press it in the pot. Guys, don't just put this thing in the pot, don't just throw it, because the tendency is it might not dissolve. Now I'm going to put a pinch of salt. Guys, we all know what salt can do in your food. The least mistake you do, you're going to be eating a salty meal. And I'm going to put my black pepper. I actually love black pepper so much. In all my meals, black pepper is my number one. Now now I'm going to put my chicken. So this is my chicken in the pot, and now of course I have to stir it. This is just what I want it is given. So after this, I'm going to be putting my vegetable. Guys, look at the quantity of vegetable we got after all the vegetable I had sliced. Remember, I took a lot of time to slice vegetable, and this is all I could get. So I put my vegetable and my country onions together in the pot. This country onions gives flavor a lot. Oh my god, I miss Cameroon. I do miss my country, because my country has delicacies. Anyways, I'm in a new man's land. I'm going to be eating whatever I want to eat. So this is the part where we see if the vegetable is going to be vegetable. Now we have to stir it thoroughly and mix it to make sure everything is moving according to plan. So you're going to be wondering why I'm adding another cube. The issue is I tasted the vegetable and I felt like something was lacking, which was the Maggi cube. So I had to add this Maggi inside to make sure that everything is tasting, because if it's not tasting, there's no need. The food has to be beautiful in the eyes and in your mouth. So I added a pinch of salt. Usually I measure my salt with my hand. If I don't measure it with my hand, I'm so scared. I feel like my hand is a good measuring cup. So this is how I'm going to be tasting it. Oof. It's actually so hot. Now I tasted it and I felt like, okay, everything is good to go. Just have to stir this for like 10 minutes and boom, it's ready. This is exactly how Cameroon Njamanjama should be looking. This green, this colorful, and this beautiful. Woo! Oh my God, I'm going to deal with this. Now let's cover it just one side. Kalas, I'm finished. Now we'll go to the next thing, which is Fufucorn. Okay, they call it corn flour. Can you see the name? It's corn masa flour, but it's known as Fufucorn. So what you do first is you're going to put water, and I'm mixing it to my hands. Like I said, I'm doing everything traditional today. I'll mix it to my hands with water. So what this process is called is like you're mixing kende, but I don't have kende, so I'll just put a little bit of flour inside and then I'll mix it with my hand thoroughly so I can put in the pot. And then I make sure there is no eye, because any eye you're going to be eating something else. You're not actually going to be eating the fufu corn. So I'm mixing, and you can see it's well mixed. So at a point you have to put in the pot, and then now the trick is you have to stir while you're putting it, like you're stirring it together. And then after this, you have to cover the pot so it can boil. Like I said, it's like the kende. You cover it so it gets boiled. Now you see it's thick. I will just put my flour, and while putting my flour, you have to stir it. This is the magic behind this food. If you don't stir it, it's going to have lumps. It's going to have eye, and it's not going to be good when it has eye. So now is the stirring part. Oh my gosh, you continue stirring, and after this you're going to put some water inside and then close it for it to boil. And you're going to be putting hot water, not cold water, because if you put cold water, you are at the high risk of this food not coming out the way it has to come out. So I put my hot water, and then I'm going to cover this pot, and I allow it to boil. After boiling, I will mix it now. Ooh, I already know. And actually it has to be boiling for like 5 to 10 minutes, because this is actually corn, so look at how it is. It's well cooked. I mean this is how it should be cooked. It's well cooked. Look how soft it is. It's actually in a small quantity because it's just for me. I'm not sharing it with somebody. So this is how your fufu corn should be looking. Yep. And then after, I have to tie it in a plastic. Usually in Cameroon we'll have a plastic. If you can tie it with the leaves, it's going to be the best way. But actually I don't have leaves, and leaves in Bahrain, in fact, why am I even going to say it? Guys, these days I've not been able to go out. Like, my work is just taking over my time, so I've not been able to go out to get food stuff. I just branch to the neighboring shops and I get this. So I cannot get leaves, and I cannot actually get good plastic. So these plastics, I had bought some things from the grocery. I came home, washed it, and then I had to tie it. So this is how I'm going to be tying it. And after the tying process, you keep it for a while for it to cool off. So this is the end of the video. Guys, please do not go without subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.